Hello, YouTube. Hello, friends. Drew Franklin here. Zach Gagan, Tyler Thompson, Nick Roush, bobbing his head, partying. Is that the Roberts Western World hat?
You bet your sweet buns it is.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Shout
Oh,
out
shout out to
Roberts
PBR.
Western World. Yeah, the recession special. Check it out. Yeah, Tyler's got the goods. Country Boy. KSR's Happy Hour is always brought to you by our good friends at Country Boy Brewing. Brewed and founded in the heart of Kentucky by Kentucky fans. Check them out on Chair Avenue, just down the street from Rep Arena, where they have 24 beers on tap. Find them in Georgetown. KSR's got a show there coming up, our annual Country Boy show. But get it wherever you can. Also in grocery stores. Check them out. Country Boy Brewing. Is that the lemonade lager, Tyler?
It is indeed, as the lemonade lager. I had a sad moment last night. I went to a local establishment here in Nashville, Edley's, and they had an old Country Boy tap, but it wasn't on like the actual tap system. It was just like over to the side. And I was like, man, remember the days when we could get Country Boy in Nashville? Those were fun. So,
what a tease.
Well, you could get it in Tampa at SEC Media Days. I got some in Ybor City. They had it on tap there.
Oh,
so
nice.
Shout out Ybor City, getting it done.
Good Country Boy getting into Florida. Also, if you want a good cold Country Boy, maybe get one at Parlor Pizza and Pints and Patios, all the P's. They're coming along out here in Hamburg. Got them over on Harrodsburg Road in Lexington, and then multiple locations in Louisville. Check them out. Parlor Pizza, some of the best pizza you'll find, and a great place to watch games. I've mentioned their Kentucky room in Lexington. Had a good time watching us beat Arkansas there, but check out Parlor Pizza. All right. Where do you want to start, guys? I guess we'll go by the list. Tyler, you still riding high from TBT?
I am. That was really, really fun. You know, whenever this tournament started, I think, of course, there are people like Steven who's always excited about TBT, but the rest of us were like, I don't know about TBT. Sure, we'll watch. It's fun. And then they went out and lost the second game to the Ville. And I kind of thought that maybe the run was over, the magical run, but they're still rolling. I mean, it's amazing. Zach, did you think when you left for vacation that when you got back, TB or La Familia would still be going?
Honestly, no, not even a little bit, because I was there in Freedom Hall to watch that game, and it was two different sports. It felt like, because Montrezl Harrell was playing like it was 2020 again, and he was winning an NBA Sixth Man of the Year. But to their credit, to John Hood's credit, Steven, did you coin the John Hooden nickname? If you did, I'm a big fan of that one so far. John Hood made some adjustments, and all of a sudden now they're in this championship game. So I got to kind of still play a little bit of a reporter while I was on vacation. So I was making sure to watch the games and everything. But I was at that game 3 for the Ville, where they came back and won that one. So that was a lot of fun to watch in person. And I guess Drew still hasn't lost whenever he's at any of these games. So
undefeated.
Yeah, got to be there on Sunday, my friend, to help will them back. I mean, having a guy like Archie is obviously just kind of like a little bit of a cheat code in this tournament, because all you got to do is give him the ball and let him cook these dudes that he's just clearly much better than, and they haven't figured out a defense to stop him yet. So until they do, I don't know what I haven't watched one game on the non-alumni bracket, so I have no idea how any of those teams are, if they're any good or if they're better or whatnot. But you have to think that La Familia's in a good spot here, could win $2 million on Sunday. That's kind of crazy to think about. I wonder what the payouts are for that.
I think Archie Goodwin is the Michael Jordan of TBT. It's unreal.
10 years now.
Like, it's crazy. He was doing this with the Eberlein Drive. He was awesome with them. Going into this, I had such low expectations because they were already starting to look kind of old last year. And then you see Willie and like hairline not looking great, and you're just like, oh man, these guys are getting up there. I don't know if they're still going to be able to do it, but Archie Goodwin is just the immortal Archie Goodwin. He's the LeBron James. Just throw him in whenever, and he's going to go out and get you 25, 30. I know we're overlooking a bit last night's game because it was such a blowout. But the one on Sunday where he even challenged the charge, that completely flipped the game. I thought they were cooked then. They were cooked so many times, but Archie Goodwin, the LeBron James of TBT, it doesn't matter. He's willing to dig him out of that hole. He can do it. He's got that dog in him.
We need a documentary on him coming soon. LeBron's got his documentary. We need the Archie Goodwin TBT documentary coming out soon.
He will definitely produce that one.
Look at how into this he is. I love that.
We sat next to the players there. They were talking the whole game, either to Mario Chalmers or they were encouraging Archie. Archie and Alex Wilkins seemed to be good friends because Archie would point at him after he'd score. Alex walked out at one point like he was giving him advice. It was really cool to see those four on the front row, especially. Malachi and Milan were behind them. Oh, my goodness. What do we think about?
I think Mario Chalmers is twice as old as Mason Williams, too. Like, legitimately twice as old. I think 40 and 19. So that's kind of...
He could be his father.
I think he was yelling, "My dad was better than your dad." That's what he was yelling at him.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
KSR rules.
Shout out.
Mario Chalmers served as my introduction to KSR.
Wow.
Okay.
Because it was the 2006 Kentucky Derby Classic, either 2006 or 2005. I don't know. It was in that general time. It was the Patrick Patterson recruitment, and they were all playing in that same event. And it was like Mario Chalmers, Greg Paulus, Jay Lucas, and Patrick Patterson. And somebody, like one of my friends, the Beaver, he brought a Patrick Patterson cutout wearing a Kentucky jersey to that game, and it got on KSR. And so we were all like, "Oh my gosh, this KSR thing is so cool!" And that was my introduction to KSR back in the day. So shout out Mario Chalmers, now 40 years young.
I didn't know that connection.
Shout out Mario Chalmers.
You know, tonight we'll learn.
KSR.
We'll learn the next opponent. Nick, I know you have feelings about this David Steele situation. Are you caught up on it?
I am tangentially aware of what's happening, but a little bit confused because so they were in Kentucky and they left Kentucky?
Well, no, they sponsored La Familia and didn't sponsor them this year and picked a new team. So they're based in Kentucky.
Oh.
They're a former La Familia sponsor, and then they said no. They went and the former Eberlin Drive team, which beat us last year.
Right.
They named the team that beat us.
So basically, they went for naming rights.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. They picked the team that knocked us out last year.
Okay, it kind of makes me mad because I did not know they were still the Eberlin Drive. I hate the Eberlin Drive. I did not know that Davis Steele was now Eberlin Drive. It needs to be Davis Steele's Drive. Like that, just that in itself just irritates me. And also, why couldn't it be the Davis Steele Familia? Right? Like, why you really had to go and pick one of those? I don't understand. And the other thing too, how many Eberlin drivers are driving to Kentucky for Davis Steele? The opportunity missed. We could have been the number one Davis. We would have been building everything with Davis Steele, but they abandoned La Familia. They are out of the Familia. They're the Fredo of the Familia.
Eberlin Drive, based in Michigan, so they went north, went to Michigan. That's where they're based out of. I haven't looked at the whole roster, but there are 2 Kentucky connections on the roster. A couple of former high school players.
We got a Bellarmine grad on here too.
Yeah, well, he went to Russellville. That's Pedro Bradshaw. He also played at Eastern. He was a Mr. Basketball finalist in 2017. My favorite thing about him, Zach, is I went to his profile on EKU's website when he was a freshman, reading up on him. He was asked his favorite NBA team, and in the year 2018, he said the Sixers or whatever team LeBron is on.
He knew. Prophetic from that guy. My goodness.
Yeah. 8 years ago, that was his answer to your favorite NBA team. So whatever happens in TBT, we know Pedro Bradshaw is excited about what's going on in basketball right now.
That's like the guy who had the Is LeBron a Sixers account, and he deactivated it in 2018 and said it's never going to happen, and then voila, it happened. Which T's and P's, Zach. That your Cavs.
That happened.
I got to hear about your reaction when you found out.
Why does he treat y'all like that? That's just cruel.
I actually thought I was pretty confident he was going to come to Cleveland. It kind of made sense. The Philly fit makes a little bit more sense, maybe basketball wise. Like you still kind of run into the same problems. But I was like maybe 30 minutes into the start of my bachelor trip. We had just sat down to eat at this place on the beach, and that was like how we kicked it off. Was I looked down and got a Shams notification that he signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. Oddly enough, I have a Philadelphia 76ers t-shirt that I brought on the trip. So, of course, I wore it the very next day. Maybe I knew deep down that he was going to be a Sixer as well. But I had that one ready to go. But, yeah, definitely it was definitely upsetting because now my team's just like I just have to watch James Harden again. And they're going to give him more money. Like they gave James Harden $80 million or going to instead of trying to get LeBron James. And that's That is boy, that's stinky. I don't want to. I'm not looking forward to next season. But hey, good for LeBron. My sister lives in Philly, so hey, now I have a reason. I'll go up there, go watch a Sixers game. Pay $1,000 for a nosebleed. Go watch LeBron maybe in the last tour. What I think is happening, he did a player option for year 2. So he's going to back out next summer, go to Cleveland next summer. Then that'll be the retirement tour from there. Then we'll do the whole Last Dance thing, with like the Jordan doc, and we'll be raising the Larry O 2 summers from now. So I'll just wait. That's fine.
The other Kentucky player on Davis Steele, should we run into them, is a former Sweet 16 champ, played at Bowling Green, went 4 straight years, won the Sweet 16 in 2015. He was the MVP. What was his name? Terry Taylor from Bowling Green. So a couple of Kentucky high school
Shane Bohannon then.
There you go. From that era. A couple other familiar names. Do y'all remember Gabe York? Played at Arizona.
Yeah, he's been in this tournament a lot. He's actually a really good ball player. Yeah,
he's getting 20 a game. He'll be a name to know if we get there. Again, we're not looking ahead. They have whoever tonight. Davis Steele's a 4.5-point favorite tonight. But then DJ Rodman, that's old man Dennis's kid, is on their team too.
Doesn't Davis Steele? Doesn't that sound like a adult film actor's name?
Oh yeah,
yeah, right. It does.
I don't.
I think I've seen some of his films. It's also just ridiculous that they beat Louisville, Syracuse, Kansas, and might have to play the local steel mill in the championship. What a tournament, as Pete continues to say.
Oh, I don't know any of these names from the Mecca, I will say.
I did having Frank Mason on that Kansas team last night, and seeing that he played in 2017. That was one of those. It's like today, Rivals had an article about LeGarrette Blount Jr. being a recruit, and everybody's just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm 100 years old." Like Frank Mason, that was almost a decade ago. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago when he was on his National Player of the Year campaign, and then you see the hairline, and it's just, yeah. I always note the hairlines. That's you point out your own flaws in others, so that's always my first go-to.
Willie needs to come home.
No, not Willie.
Just come with me, Willie.
Yeah,
he'd look good bald. He could pull it off.
Oh, he definitely would. Yeah.
Watching Willie jump in lob passing lanes and like Khalil pins seemingly every shot off the backboard. It reminds me of almost like high school ball. He does it so often. Like you don't get that in like college or NBA, but in TBT, those guys are just everywhere. And I admit I was a doubter. I did not think they had the depth to get it done, particularly when they were down to 6 players. But hey, shout out to John Hood getting it done.
Defense was awesome last night. They were playing so hard. He's chewing them out. They're up 20, and he's still getting on them about missing an assignment or taking a bad
Classic shot. Cal from the Cal coaching tree.
He's locked in. 1 o'clock on Sunday. Check him out.
Tyler, I get worried when they get the big leads because I'm like, well, you still have to keep scoring to win. You can't just sit on it because of the Elam ending. Oh, Tyler's muted.
Tyler's muted.
No.
Yeah. Well, Nick, to your point, they don't come back and win against Syracuse without the Elam ending because Syracuse could have just run that out, but you had to keep pressing, and that's why they were able to come back on Sunday, whatever that was.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Unbelievable.
Hey,
can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yay! All sorts of stuff going on here. Our pest control person was supposed to come today, showed up right at 3:12 during the show. So Remy's going nuts. Tried to mute, tried to get out, tried to take care of him, but I'm back. But yeah, talking about when they set the Elam ending, like surely La Familia is just going to take care of this. They're going to cruise to the win. It got a little too tight there for my liking. I don't know about you all, but I mean, it was at moments last night. I don't know if this speaks to Kentucky basketball lately or just that I'm enjoying watching basketball in July. It was so good to see La Familia just dominate. They were just running those guys off the floor. It felt like the days of old. I was like, it's 2015 again, and we're watching the 38-1 team like put it on UCLA or Kansas. So I'm loving it. I don't know what to make of these non-alumni teams because they still have former pros on them, albeit guys who mostly played overseas. But Steven, you've probably watched them the most. I don't know. Are any of them good? Have you watched the Mecca or Davis Steel?
Yeah, no, I think these teams are actually they might be one of the best teams that they'll play. The Davis Steel team's pretty good, and the Mecca, I think they lost a game in the pool play, but they looked pretty good too. Actually, when I watched them play their first game, I was like, oh, that's going to be the team to beat. And then I thought Heartfire Elite would be one of the better teams. You guys aren't locked in to the non-alumni?
Who's gonna watch tonight?
Oh, I can't wait to get that text from Steven at 9:30 p.m.
I'm going to be at the Batts game tonight, but I'm also going to have TBT on the phone. Don't worry.
You're going to be watching the game on your phone. You're going to not watch
way more than the Batts. Yeah.
I can't illustrate how hilarious it was to be. So at SEC Media Days, they have each night some sort of hospitality event. And we are on a shuttle bus on the way to Raymond James Stadium where we're going to hang out in the suites with the local bowl game people and food, drinks, whatever. And Peak is just on his phone, walked in, just what's going on here? It was the game where they started out down 20-9 or something like that. And he is just why would they do this? Look how bad this play is. I'm like, because they're old guys, Peak. They're just they're not very good. And upon arriving there, I have quit sweating it. I mean, this is all mind you, these are all old SEC football reporters who have no idea what is they're just drinking. There's a DJ up there jamming. It's loud as hell. People are just networking, yucking it up, and he is screaming at his phone, making gestures why are we? What's going on here? See, you think that it's a bit, but and I think he even tries to sell it as a bit sometimes, but you can't fake that passion. That is true, unfiltered Stephen Peak at its finest.
That's why
I stepped by him last night. He's into it. He's good company.
But he is the first to jump off the ship, though. He was ready to count him out in that game against the Bill. He was ready for him to lose last night, too.
He tried to get 20 fired.
Yeah, Steven, how many times did you say, ref, you suck last night? Because
that chant. But I was trying to start an MVP chant for Archie from the scores table.
That's positive. That's good.
One of the first chants to be started from the press area. That's what I wanted to do. So maybe we get that going.
It's TBT.
Sunday. Yeah.
We couldn't decide between FBI at Billy Preston or MVP at Archie Goodwin. We went with MVP. Did y'all hear Jay Batt today? That was exciting.
Yeah.
You got to meet him and shake his hand.
I did. I've checked a lot of things off my UK bucket list. I can finally say going into year 18, I got to meet the AD.
Well done.
I did enjoy it though. As he kept saying 48 hours in, it's hard for him to, really pick sides on some of this stuff because he's still learning where to go. But overall, I loved his enthusiasm. That's night and day difference from the past interviews that we rarely got. And, there's a lot of takeaways, but I'll start with just, Nick, I'll go to you. He said that he feels like they have the budget and they're set up to succeed at a high level. There's no complaining about things they need or ponying up. He said, no, we have what we need. Let's just go do it and take this thing to the next level.
Yeah, and that part of it I expected. Stein said as much in his intro and then backed it up with the top 10 transfer portal class. It's the delivery that's refreshing after hearing enough and blah, 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 blah. He's not going to get into semantics and details with us on day one. He might never do it, but just hearing it from someone else is new. It's refreshing for all. Hearing new talking points. The one thing that I thought would make people the happiest was just saying the way that he said, he called it content, which I just was amused by. But so we want our best content in front of our fans in our home stadiums. But there is the basketball schedule, it irritates people this year. I know, Vandy's going to be pretty damn good. Alabama, Kentucky, Pope hasn't been able to do anything against them. Arkansas, there's some good SEC games. But when Louisville's your only decent name in the non-conference, it's going to irritate season ticket holders. And the point he made in that statement is the most true point that he has to understand, that everybody in college athletics has to understand. There's only so much goodwill that fans have. when you keep asking them for more, you eventually have to give some of it back. So for him to acknowledge that by saying, we're asking more from them, so we got to give them something back. We got to give them the best value possible. I think that's important because how do you generate the most revenue? You pack the stadiums for the biggest games, and then you win those games. So that was the part that really, really popped out to me.
Tyler, what was your delta of the interview?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't heard that word used in that way in a long, long time. It felt very old school. But on the football side, I think the quote that excited me the most is they were talking about how they were walking around scouting spots for SEC Nation, and he's so excited about football and what Will Stein can do that in his mind he was thinking spots for College Game Day. So that quote, I think, just gets everybody really excited. Also, the stuff about BBN, about how on his first day he walked into his office and there was letters from fans on his desk wishing him well, and also meeting people at TBT last night. I don't think it's a coincidence that he was sitting next to Joe and Kelly Craft. They showed that on TV a few times. And also just how he thinks, it's easy to say nice things about the fan base, but I think it was interesting that he was talking about how the fan base, Kentucky's got the loudest, the biggest social media presence, and you can use the passion of that fan base if you can harness it. Not everybody's going to be able to go to a game. Not everybody's going to donate to BBN United. But if you can get people to buy more merch, if you can make games more fun and enjoyable, then you can kind of harness the power of the fan base. So I thought that was really cool to hear, because honestly, it felt like at the end, Mitch Barnhart was just annoyed by fans. So to hear him, hear Jay Batt say, I want to meet the fans. I want to hear what they say, especially if it's not positive. He welcomes feedback in all forms. So that was very refreshing.
What is a delta? I mean, I know the Mississippi River Delta. It's where the river meets the ocean. I know Delta Airlines. I know the Greek alphabet, but how, what is he? Well, I don't understand. Kentucky fans are the Delta. What?
I guess he means
it's like the driving force. Like it's
like they're so big. It's like that's the presence. That's the
as big of a Delta plane.
I mean, would Omega fit better? Would Alpha fit better? I think it'd be
better, but
that's why it sounded so weird to hear him talk about it. Yeah, it was.
Because
let's go to dictionary.com. I'll get you the
Delta. Can I help you?
Try that.
Man, I really dated myself there. That was.
I felt like a dad joke from the '60s or something.
Yeah. I think that was like an SNL deal when they were acting like sorority sisters back in the '70s. Yeah. Really, really dated my. But still, even if it is new coach speak, at least it's better than rings on fingers and diplomas in hands. So,
it's got a lot of definitions.
Ooh, in math,
signifies change.
Yeah, getting a lot of math.
I like catalyst. I like that word, but I mean that's also chemistry.
He used the word differentiator, which I think is probably better than Delta. It's kind of like what sets UK apart from other schools is that they have BBN.
It's true.
I like the cookies on Delta. What are those called? Like wafers?
Biscoff.
Yeah, Biscoff cookies. Yeah. Shout out.
Is it Biscoff? Bisco? Is that
Biscoff? Biscoff.
A Delta is also a star that's the fourth brightest in the constellation. So he's saying Big Blue Nation is the fourth brightest in the constellation.
What constellation are we in? Do we have any astrology people in here? Zach, you look up your horoscope every day, don't you?
It's the Southern Cross is Delta Crucis.
Bad today.
Retrograde's back where it needs to be, they say.
Sure.
Oh, I'm always up on my retrogrades.
Zach, he didn't say Mark Pope needs a GM, but he said it's high on my list to dig into our player management strategy.
Yeah, that was an interesting word salad on that one.
Let's take a look at it.
I think my personal favorite part of the interview was because I'm a secondary sport guy. I came up through the women's basketball program and dedicated a lot of time to volleyball and other sports. So for him to kind of, because there were some answers that felt like he was a little wishy-washy on, didn't want to definitively answer them. But when it came to secondary sports, he was pretty adamant that that's something that he wants to keep around, wants to change. I didn't like where he threw in the part where he's like, yeah, at my last spot, we lost 7 secondary sports, and I felt terrible. I was like, okay, well, let's make sure that doesn't happen again here. But he did kind of come out and confidently say that he wanted to keep all those sports. And I think he said he spoke with Mingione and Skinner this morning. So I like to hear that. You know, one of the things I think Mitch did well was hype up the secondary sports. And I know that there's like a section of the fan base that is all in on like just give all the money to football and basketball. If we're doing that, let's just separate everything. Like, let's just put those in their own different league then and do it all differently, because I think you need to have the secondary sports. Like, let's not let money get in the way of too much of what is like what this is all about, which is to try and give kids the opportunity to play college sports. So I was all in on his answer for that one, keeping the secondary sports around. So I'll be very interested to see if he keeps his word for that, at least within the next, 5-10 years, if that's something that he's really in on. And I mean, Kenny Brooks has a really good program rolling right now, and he's going to want more money the better he gets. So we're going to find out real soon, I think. And with volleyball as well, like they're going to demand higher paid players. So if you're going to really go all in and stay true to your word, I think we're going to find out pretty quickly if he's all in on the secondary sports, like you said. But I did like his answer there.
Who decided to do the 6 a.m. stadium tours? Feel like we could have let him sleep in.
In fairness, it's a little bit cooler in the morning. So if you're going to do the stadium tour, like probably break less of a sweat. I just didn't realize he also had been at Maryland when he said that. I was like, "You've been at Maryland? How many schools have you been at, J-Bat?" Like it was
a long time ago. It was like 2009 or something.
Yeah,
so
which
is just
crazy because it's Alabama, Michigan State, Georgia Tech, and also, I mean, he's been in I think every league but the Big 12, maybe. The thing that I'm most I'm most adamant, like just like really going to be what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to judge J-Bat based on his jersey patch deal. Right or wrong, it's just I'm going to do it because that's the first big thing that he has to do is he's got this valuable real estate, and how much money can you get for us, Jay? You're the guy who was brought here to raise as much money as possible, and he's had these big capital campaign projects, but he was only at Michigan State as the head honcho for a year. And what you may not know is that he did a jersey patch deal already. So he's already gotten one swing at the bat, and it was their local federal credit union up there. And some people were mad that he signed a 10-year deal, and it was for every single sport about $4 million a year. So some up there in Michigan State were like, we've gotten more out of this? So that's where can he get a bigger deal with whatever he ends up eventually landing this first go around? I would hope so, because it's SEC, it's Kentucky, but also who's going to be in that bidding process nearby? Because most of these things are nearby. Like, is Kroger? They've already got naming rights to the stadium. They're probably not going to want to do that for
BHG came to mind, but I don't think they'll be big enough.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, how big do you go?
Toyota. Call Toyota.
There we go. UPS.
They got money.
They got a lot of planes on the street.
Corolla, big Camry, right?
Davis Steel. Call Davis Steel. They got money.
The Davis Steel.
Might have $2 million here soon.
A couple more standouts from today's show, both involving Ryan Lemon. Ryan had a great question.
He did.
I mean, we had to stop the show to fist bump him. Even J-Bat fist bumped him to let him know good question.
I think everybody, when they heard that, were like, it was like when Will Ferrell blacks out in Old School and just responds. You knew he was going to drop the Holiday Inn Express line, though, which can anybody guess what year that ad campaign began?
Couldn't tell you.
95.
Yeah, 98.
It felt like a 90s.
He's making a 1998 reference every time he says that joke.
Well, it was a good year for UK, so maybe that's why. Yeah. Maybe he stayed at a lot of Holiday Inn Expresses while following the Cats.
Bring it back to air raid. Another great Ryan Lemon moment that I have to bring up. Had anyone heard, "Hey, Betty Crocker, stay out of the mix" before, or "Stay out of my mix"?
I haven't.
Is that what? Okay, I didn't understand what he was saying, but when you said it, I get what he was going for now. It just wasn't executed.
I've never heard that one before, but he said it with like so much. Like he just assumed that's a common phrase. Has anyone heard Betty Crocker stay out of the mix?
No, I like it though, honestly.
That reminds me of Cal dropping the silent like G in lasagna. Where maybe it's like a very niche thing in a certain group that
Very niche in a very different way.
Yeah. So good, Ryan. Well done.
Big Ryan day though. Also said a word I wasn't sure needed to be bleeped. He acted like he didn't know we were doing the Dairy Queen thing when we definitely had a long email about it. He was on fire.
How many blizzards did Ryan eat? Because I would assume that if they're giving out free blizzards, that Ryan is going to take full advantage of that.
I only saw one blizzard in Ryan's possession, but a
blizzard, a donut, and a Diet Coke to get him going.
No, it's the big McDonald's 32-ounce vanilla latte something or other. That with the blizzard.
Okay. No sugar.
Breakfast blizzards were good though. I can't say I've had a lot of blizzards at 10:45 a.m. Hit the spot.
And to for Ryan's sake, I don't know. When I brought this up on the board, there's apparently a name for it, but ice cream and coffee is a great combination that we like. Will Stein has done a lot of things to make the media happy as of late. You want to really make the media happy? Bring back the halftime ice cream bin.
That was good.
Oh, people used to fight over that.
Yeah. And the other one too, just maybe let's upgrade the coffee from whatever we got now to like real coffee.
I got a new machine that's pretty small. I've actually thought about just rolling it up and putting it in my backpack and taking it into the press box this year. I was going to surprise you all with some pods. Think they'd be offended if I brought my own coffee machine in my
No, they probably
luggage?
thank you. Like everyone's doing their part to help us save money.
Newman's own pod.
Luckett would definitely thank you.
I go to another Will Ferrell movie, but him pulling out the ass flute, like just like, oh, me, like just seeing, like imagining him having like a dispenser coming out of your wrist where it like pours hot coffee into a cup. Yeah, just, gotta come prepared.
Get right on that. On the other side of campus, there was big news. Zach, did you go? Were you at the interviews?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who was it? Cam Williams, Usman Injay, and Jerome Morton?
Correct.
Well, the big news was Cam Williams opened up about his injury. He didn't really say when he would get back on the court. He said he would just take it as it comes and monitor pain and all that. But he did say, Zach, that he expects to play the full year, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that's huge news. He's definitely going to be an X factor guy for the season, likely coming off the bench behind Milan. So you need his depth, and it kind of makes it so you don't have to rely on Braden Hawthorne to just step in and kind of be that second rotation guy. So you don't have to rely on him to do everything if he's not ready for it. You can have Cam sneak in, and everyone kind of knows that Cam was playing his best basketball right before he got hurt. So it is just kind of a bummer that he's basically going to miss. I mean, he practically will miss the entire summer. That's a lot of practice to just sit out and not a lot of basketball not to play. So it'll definitely take him time to get readjusted and find his footing, literally and figuratively. When he does come back, Otega Owe had the 6-week turf toe, and it felt like it took him like 2 months into the season before he really got going. So it could be that's not going to be easy for Cam, but I'm a big Cam Williams fan in general, just because of the fact that he came back and played when he probably shouldn't have, was probably still hurt, wanted to play, wanted to try and win something for his team. So I'm always going to be a Cam Williams supporter because of that. And if he comes back and is healthy enough to play and contribute, he's going to be a nice, really a really solid depth piece. It was also nice to get to talk to Usman for the first time. That was our first time actually getting to sit down with him, kind of ask him about growing up in Senegal. He started playing basketball at 12, started by the time he was 13 and 14, started playing pro ball. Playing against kids that were older his age. He hit a growth spurt. He did this all by himself. He went to Germany, Spain, and Italy. No family with him. I think he just had somebody, some people that was kind of close with him that helped him through all those travels. He's fun to talk to. He speaks 6 languages, which is just crazy to think about. I can tell you all real quick. Yeah, right. Here in America,
I wrote them down too.
Barely get
English,
2.
English, Italian, French, German, Spanish, and then his native language in Senegal.
Yeah, which is Wolof, I think. It's like their
There you
most
go.
spoken language in Senegal. So yeah, he's been around the block. He's done a lot of stuff. He says he's used to it at this point, like coming over here or like traveling and stuff like that. He did say that he named 3 Kentucky players that he was familiar with before he came here. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, duh. De'Aaron Fox, sure. And Terrence Clark was the third one, which I thought was kind of interesting. I wonder if the whole
we heard that. Yeah, we heard that from was it Wilkins last week? But that makes sense because Wilkins is from the Northeast, so that's interesting.
Yeah, well, I even asked him. I was like, "Did like Alex talk? Have you talked to Alex about like knowing Terrence?" And he's like, "No, I just knew him like independently when he was over there." So I guess I'm sure he saw the news stories and all that stuff. And but yeah, he said he was a big fan of Terrence Clark, so he was great to talk to. I didn't get to talk to Jerome Morton too much. I kind of came in late at the end. Only got like 6 or 7 minutes with him. Sorry for the meme right there, but all that stuff's on the KSR YouTube. So go over there, check it out. You know, we got some good stuff over there. I think we got like 40 minutes of those 3 guys. So
you're already here though. So
yeah,
I guess
stay here, subscribe.
Stay here, go later.
So in like 30 minutes, go over there, pop over there, and
or
you can
play them at the same time. Just listen to
them. Rack up our views. Yeah, I don't care. Keep hitting.
I already watched I wasn't there, but I watched the interview with Jerome Morton. Show prep, big show prep guy. That dude does not lack confidence. He said he could guard LeBron if he needed to guard LeBron. He's like, I can guard anybody in the world.
Well, to be fair, I kind of baited him into that question. I was going back to my KHSAA coverage day, or I still kind of do it, but because I got to cover both of his Sweet 16 runs, and his coach said that to me, like it was after he guarded. They beat Reed Shepherd and Travis Perry in back-to-back tournament games, and Jerome went up to his coach, was like, dude, it could be LeBron James over there. I'm going to guard whoever it is. Like, I don't care. But yes, I was a big fan of the confidence. He said he's big on defense. That's what he wants to be known for here. He wants to be a big time defender. He understands that he's the secondary ball handler, or like off the bench guy, he can play on or off ball. So I'm excited to have Jerome Morton kind of be one of those backup guys. He was good to talk to, and it was funny reminiscing on some of his high school days.
Cam Williams, also a confident guy. He said he's the best at video games, the best at pool, and then he said all of my teammates are trash. That he's the best at everything off the court. So I assume there's a lot of trash talk going on over at the Lodge, Tyler, where they're all staying this year. That's how it came up, about how they're just together all the time. But sounds like the team is doing some trash talking behind the scenes.
Can they trash talk to Remy to get him to calm down? He's on fire right now. No, it's good. I mean, we talked a lot earlier in the summer about how the whole team's living in the Lodge and all that, but it sounds like it's working. Like they've been at every TBT game together. It looked like they were having a ball last night. So the more team bonding, the better, because once the summer session is over, a lot of those guys are going to move to their other apartments or townhouses or wherever they are across Lexington. So it's good. Bring it on, summer bonding.
I'm a big Cam Williams fan, but the point you made, Zach, is so prescient. Just look at what Otega Oweh was the first year, and then look what he was the first month of the season when he missed so much time. This was a huge developmental offseason for Williams that he just completely missed. And it's
tough because he really was like the confidence on the floor you could feel was starting to really spark. And then for that to happen was just terrible timing.
I know this is apples and oranges, but just ever since Yao Ming, if a big guy gets a foot injury, they don't have to be that big, but foot injuries they freak me out, especially in basketball. So yeah, I went from this guy was the guy on NBA draft boards coming into his first year at Kentucky to oh man, I just hope it works.
At least he said he doesn't think he's going to miss any games. I mean, he said that today. So, I mean, of course he's probably going to say that, and we hope that's true. But even then, like you said, missing this summer was big, and it's such a bummer because I think it was before he had his second surgery. He sat down with BBN Tonight or UK Sports Network or one of those outlets, and he talked about how awesome it's been he was looking forward to having the full Kentucky experience this year. Not having to miss time because he was hurt and he didn't get that last year. So it's really just kind of a bummer that he's had to miss even as much as he has this summer. So at least it sounds like he's got a good attitude about it.
JD makes a good point in the chat that turf toe is different. But, is it a Liz Frank? Because that could be worse. Right? Yeah. That's the part, any any foot injury, I just get.
It was a Jones fracture. Is that right? I'm trying to remember what.
Yeah, I don't think he even specified what the second surgery was for either. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. Jack was over there, so he'd be able to answer better. But I don't think. I think he was even maybe asked what it was, and he didn't necessarily give a straightforward answer on what that was.
Question.
Initially, it was a Jones fracture, but I don't know if that's what this was or not. Yeah.
All right. Would it be worse to have your name named after a surgery/injury or an airport?
Why would it be bad for an airport? Like,
who likes going to airports?
I love airports. Best bars. Best bars around. Where else can you get a $17 beer?
That's what I mean, though. Like
you genuinely baseball stadiums,
but you generally have a bad time at an airport. I mean,
hey, I love an airport.
You're going somewhere.
But usually it does not go according to plan. I mean, how many
usually
times...
when you hear about it in the news, when you hear about an airport's name, it's because of a bad reason.
Correct.
Like Ronald Reagan International today, bad day. Lines were crazy, yada yada.
Like Tommy John, that guy, he can't go anywhere. It's just so you're the elbow guy. Like that would suck too.
Or the underwear guy. Either one.
Oh yeah, they do have those. Yeah. I don't know. My brain goes places during these happy hours. It just
as it should.
Another good comment from earlier. It's Disso said that Jay Batt would love one more coffee machine because he wants each Kentucky fan to do one more thing. So maybe I should take my coffee maker into Kroger Field. That next step for BBN. I love Holly. Holly's always in here chiming in. And Rosie Boo. Where's Rosie Boo?
She's in there.
To get back to that, you got to give fans something. I don't know about Fan Day.
That's going to be such a bummer if they don't do it. I did see that someone on KS Board, I'll have to look up their name and give them a shout out. They did the schedule posters. They just didn't announce they were doing them because they got one at a Kroger. So the schedule posters do exist, but they just didn't publicize that they were distributing them. They are really cool looking. It's like a big picture of Will Stein with the schedule. So
that's a JMI thing then, because they're the ones who produce them. But yeah, it's just the normal routine of football is different with Stein, which you would expect some changes. So media day will be on a Monday instead of a Friday. So looking forward to seeing you Monday, Drew.
Think of all we can use that content all week. That's a good thing.
Instead of forcing it all into a Friday.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. They start practice on Thursday, and it's one of those things where they'll let media in for a practice, get B-roll, right? Let us take pictures. So like when we talk about them, there's pictures and video. And I know during that 1 hour of practice, they're letting BBN United people in, but I don't know. I don't know. It used to be Fan Day was always that first Saturday practice. So I don't know if they're going to change or what they're going to do. But I think taking things away from the fans is just bad business. So we've had a lot of good things happen. This week, maybe an exception to that. The Pat Biondo news, that kind of came out of nowhere. To say the least.
Quick to promote Nocta, though. Tells you what he's doing inside the building, that they were so quick to do that. But definitely unexpected. Was there any whisper or anything at all, or are you just completely blindsided like everyone else?
I mean, I think everybody in that facility was pretty blindsided by it. So, that kind of came out of nowhere. People really liked Biondo. Stein certainly liked Biondo a lot. Nocta has always been a guy that everybody likes, right? And so he has experience in this role. He knows he was working for Biondo, so he knows what Stein expects of that position. And I think part of the reason why he acted fast too is because Biondo, as much of anything as he was a let's make a deal kind of guy, he was sort of Stein's sounding board on how he wanted things done. So I think Stein, instead of trying to go out and find somebody who he thinks he's got to develop a relationship with, there's somebody right here he already has a relationship with. So let's promote him. Let's get the wheels turning and get things moving in the right direction with Pete Nocta. But
at any point did you think they'd call you for the job?
No, which I can't imagine a worse job. There's nothing I'd rather do. I'd rather do less than deal with agents over kids and numbers. It sounds like hell, Zach.
Yeah, agents just don't sound like fun people to kind of have to talk to on a daily basis entirely. But I think someone already mentioned it, but Stein being really quick to replace him with Nocta kind of it gave me a little bit of confidence. So like, okay, maybe this was off. They caught him off guard, but Stein's got the plan. He's got a backup plan. He's already making moves. So I guess now it's who goes to the assistant GM. Who do they move? Who's the assistant to the? Who takes over as the Dwight Schrute, who kind of slides in there.
I do. It was funny.
You could take that one, Nick. That could be you.
Before they immediately promoted Nocta, the Arizona football general manager worked with Nocta and Stein at U of L. He also worked with Michael Wayne, who is the current DPP, Director of Player Personnel, at Washington. So he had all these connections to the program. And he was also Luckett's high school teammate at St. X. So, like, it would have been very
connection
funny.
That would have been.
It would have been so funny if we just made it a St. X Trinity Louisville Catholic high school party. But nevertheless, still moving forward with the plenty of
Vince Mario's spending half his time in Lexington. Just bring him back.
There we go.
Right?
That would be the funniest turn of events.
If he started working for Pete after Pete had to work for Vince.
I sent Steven the picture of the posters if we want to show it. So shout out to Nick Calzada Wilwolf for one of our favorite KS Borgers for snagging a picture.
Oh, look at those.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Looks pretty awesome. That would look good in my office. Have to find a Kroger. So I guess.
Do you have a personal, like just basketball or football, favorite schedule poster?
Well, they used to get really creative and fun with them, and now it's just kind of. I mean, that one's good. That's probably the best one we've had in a while. But back when they would get really crazy with them, there was one where I think it was during the Brooks era. It had Rise, or maybe that was during the Joker.
Oh
year.
Yeah, that was mocked quite a bit. The Rise.
Yeah. That was, and then
I enjoyed
with the football or the basketball team. Cal had a really weird one early on. It was when he was pushing the whole global basketball thing.
It was great.
It was like an international map with like flags from different countries. That was odd.
One big blue world.
Yeah,
I think was the tagline on it.
There's one that's just Cal and Rupp. It's just the two of them. It's like their faces are combined.
This was right after Air Raid. I want to say it was Guy Morris's first year. And I don't remember the poster, but I remember them playing this at the stadium. It was like the slogan for the year. It was "Get your game face on." And they used like a mask that was almost like the Roman tragedy, sad and happy mask, but it was like a rage mask. Yeah. And the music that they had accompanied to it, it sounded like something from Crash Bandicoot. It was "Get your game face on, get your game face on, get your game face on." I mean, it was just so dumb, so bad. And every time they would say it, it was like somebody was getting hit in the video. Get your game face on.
We need to clip that as a meme. Yeah, one more time.
Get your game face on.
Coming to a KSR social media account near you.
Let's get our KS board questions on.
We got some good ones.
Peak, go to Rutherford's account and get the Justify poster up, please, because we need to make fun of that while we're talking scheduled posters.
Cole Boy Jr. asked if you could only watch one TV series for the rest of your lives, what would it be?
I'll go first. Friday Night Lights is up there, especially this time of year when we're all getting ready for football. But also, it's like Sex and the City is always good. There's a lot of them. Sports Night, that's a deep cut. I don't know if anybody else watched that. It was an Aaron Sorkin show. And it kind of feels like it hits close to home because they work for a Sports Center type TV show and we work in sports. So it's really good. So shout out to that.
It's a tough one. There's some good rewatches, but we got to watch it. How often?
Yeah, right. That's why I would just say like The Office because it's just comfort food.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Right.
If I want to watch 2 or 3 episodes at night before falling asleep, just throw it on. I do it currently already. So
what is in your comfort food sitcom watch list, Zach?
Ooh, definitely The Office. I've been running through like New Girl. Like sometimes I go through that one. Big fan of that show.
Very slept on show. Which
yeah,
the bit that they have with Jake Johnson and Lamorne on like the talk shows where
they just like trash each other.
Yeah, they talk about how much Jake hates people and he's big Hollywood
they're pretty
now.
Much like their characters are pretty much their real life personas. So it actually is pretty funny. I like Broad City a lot. That's a show that I'll run back. That was a Comedy Central show. Like that doesn't live up too much 10 years later, but I'm on last episode of The Bear, so no spoilers for the whole series. So, but it's getting fun. But I probably only have. I'm sure there are other shows that I kind of run through the rotation, but it's usually just The Office right now, and for the last 15 years of my life.
I wouldn't want to go crazy watching the same thing over and over, so I'm going to go with what's one of the longest running
The Simpsons.
daytime. No, soap operas.
Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives.
That way I can stick with it.
General Hospital.
Well, every episode's a
Marlena's
new
still
episode.
on it.
Does CBS Sunday Morning count?
Oh,
It's like a news show, but yeah.
Like
learn
SNL
a
probably
lot.
doesn't count, but I would like that. That could be fun, just to like.
You could really learn a lot with Jeopardy. Family
good.
Feud would be fun.
Yeah.
Although
Those
Family
are like
Feud might
fresh
get kinda old.
episodes. You know, you need like a whole series, like something that's already done and complete.
Yeah.
Someone said Always Sunny. That's a big one for me too. Big fan of Always Sunny.
Friends is good. I mean, I think I would get tired of it over and over, but it is like when you mentioned comfort watching, that's something that I can pull up and just have in the background and just zone out.
I can't. I have strong thoughts about Friends. I think it's maybe the worst TV show ever made, but we don't have to get into that today.
It's just easy. It's like you just have it on and you don't really have to think about it. It has its moments, but no, not really.
It's not Big Bang Theory bad, but like a lot of the parts where they have the laugh tracks, I'm like, why are you laughing? Like, this is not funny. Like, just
that was the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that about the Big Bang Theory. Otis Hudson 45. That's his favorite show.
Oh, it's the worst. It's that.
He likes Friends. I don't think he'd be. I don't think you and Otis.
I don't think you all would get along.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Although they've got a spinoff on HBO of some guy, and I like that guy. I didn't know it was a spinoff, but I like that guy, so I might watch that.
The Big Bang Theory?
No, it's like Stewart Saves the World or something. I don't know. We'll do another.
Yeah.
If you had a child, in Drew's case, Nick has 3. We got a couple dads here. What is one sport you would encourage them to play?
A trick question.
I feel like my daughter's gonna be tall. She's already real long, one of the top percentiles. Craig Skinner. I don't know if this is a violation, but we're ready to start talking ball at any point. Gonna get her in front of volleyball net if she keeps growing like this.
I have more so of like, what sports do I not want them to play? Like I have very much the Freddie Maggard mindset. Like, just play them all. We don't need to like play the same sport 9 months out of the year. I don't want them to get into swimming or wrestling because those are all day affairs.
Swimming's a morning sport too, like early morning sport.
Yeah, and like if it's a swim meet, you're just kind of there all day, and you don't really know when they're gonna go, and you're outside too. It's hot in the summer. Like, I would prefer not to do the baseball, softball either because you're just roasting outside, no shade. Yeah,
man, youth sports. We should get Allie Tucker, our friend, on here to talk about this, but it is incredible. Like, my sister's kids play soccer. I mean, one of them's in college now, but the other's still playing high school soccer. And I went to one of their club tournaments in Bowling Green. It is insane how big those events are. They're just monster. And they're building these monster complexes just in the random places to do them. So yeah, soccer would be tough because you're going all over the state if your kid plays club. Same with baseball, same with softball. Swimming.
Basketball too. I mean, it's all
it's all gotten
club
crazy.
stuff now. Yeah.
I don't know if there's one that's not.
But whatever they want to do, I'll try. But basketball will be pushed on them. And if they don't like it, sure, that's fine.
I'm going to push golf just so we can do it together because, it's one of the few sports where old dad can still get out there and play with the kid.
Well, and you kind of suck at first, but then you figure it out. I used to get so mad that I couldn't hit the ball in the air. Like, that's all I want to do is hit it in the air. My son does the same thing because his cousin is got a pretty good swing, and he's older than him, and he cannot stand the fact that a cousin younger than him would be better at him at something. That's just
imagine.
Yeah.
Competition.
Oh, yeah.
We saw a Kentucky basketball golf video today. Not a lot of great swings. Milan looks like he's hit a ball before, but my big takeaway was Big Frank was playing Kenny Chesney on the golf cart.
So they went to that concert for him.
So Big Frank is the one. He's in.
It was in his NIL agreement.
Whatever the nation is, no shirt, no shoes. He's one of them.
I have not related to a player in as long as time as I relate to Big Frank. I mean, just the really just NF's energy about him. Like he's here to have a good time. He's gonna beat up some guys on the inside. Probably has we use a lot of Icy Hot. I mean, I put that stuff on every day. Like me and Big
his
Frank.
Background in military science and AI and all that.
Yeah.
But y'all really are just speaking the same language here.
I listened to his interview from last week earlier today. It was like 33 minutes or something, but I was hooked the whole time listening to that guy talk. Like someone, I wonder if he's like ever battled robots before. I feel like that's something that he's done, and I was hoping that someone would ask that question. He seems like a BattleBots guy, like
we should take a BattleBots to media day and just put it in front of them and just be like, here you go.
Tear this apart and put it back together.
There's a place that does it in town. I did a Hey Kentucky bit there. They have real life battle botting in Lexington. We'll take
Big Frank, get your NIL deal.
NIL deal. Yep.
What's our next question? And while we wait for it, I saw that the Arkansas Bahamas trip is going to be streamed on Twitch. Eat it, Louisville.
Wow.
Arkansas figured it out.
And Flow Hoops.
Twitch.
Flow Hoops and Twitch. It's a new world.
Right.
If you had to be a fan of a different collegiate team, who would it be? I've had this one come up before. I'm sticking with the SEC. I think I would have fun being an LSU fan.
Yeah.
I love Creole food. They're obviously good at football, basketball. They're going to be cheating their way to being good here soon.
And that's the part that's fun is you get to be the bad boy. You've got Lane Kiffin, right? Like, you're just a renegade. The hard part would be Kim Mulkey is your women's coach. So you might have to skip out on women's.
I have the same sweater as Kim Mulkey. We can dress alike. If not for the Bluegrass Miracle in football, I don't really have any animosity towards them whatsoever. Most of the moments have been positive. We've had the comebacks, had the Malachi shot, had the football upset. I don't hate LSU. I feel like I could jump right in. What about you?
Then you're on the other side of those, though. Then you're on the other side of the miracles.
It's all right. We'll be drunk. We don't care. We'll be having country boys. Having country boys eating some good old crawfish. What's another answer?
I've got a soft spot for Vanderbilt, but that's just because I live here. And I feel like they've kind of been the little brother, and now it's like the little brother's kind of gotten cool. But it's also super nerdy, so I don't know if I could choose another. It'd probably be Georgia, because then I get to go to Athens all the time. Their stadium's cool. Their mascot's a bulldog. He's really cute. They're good at football. They don't seem to care as much about basketball, but I like Georgia.
Yeah,
Georgia's my second answer.
Randomly cheered, or not cheered, but like, when you're young, you just like gravitate towards teams for whatever reason. Clemson and Auburn were teams that I remember just kind of being like fond of. But my dad went to Cincinnati, and I was kind of like a Cincinnati guy growing up. So Cincinnati probably my answer. It's close enough. I almost went to school there. Actually, I toured the campus a couple of times. That was one of my options. So I'll go Bearcats. And they had they always have the coaches before they get big. It feels like they had Bob Huggins a long time ago. They had Brian Kelly a long time ago as well.
Was good there. Yeah.
So they get them before they get really good.
Have you been to Nippert before? Have you seen their setup? So
no, my dad's told me some great stories though of his time going there in I guess the 80s, whatever that was.
So we used to play in a summer team camp there every year, and all of their stuff is right next to each other in a way that I know that the Vanderbilt Vanderbilt's very similar, but this is the same where it's the baseball field is on top of the hill, then you go down a level to the football or the basketball arena, and you go down a level to the football stadium. It's pretty cool how it's set up. But they just kind of suck, and they're
they have their rivals Xavier, and they're literally a mile and a half away from each other.
Crosstown rivalry.
It's legitimately a crosstown rival, less than a crosstown rivalry. It's a cross street rivalry. So that's kind of cool, that aspect of it. You've got two, it's even closer than Kentucky Louisville could be, so you're just going to walk into whatever bar and you'll get a 50-50 mix. So I kind of like that.
But they are the like little brother, or not even a little brother to Ohio State. I don't even know how to compare it, but because like everybody's
the pet fish that's swimming upside down in the bowl over there for the last few months.
Yeah, CJ Frederick,
Kirk Risa, shout out.
Yeah,
he been in the news lately?
No, he isn't. He's not at all.
Yeah.
Let's get one more in.
I think Wes Miller is still their coach.
Many schools in Middle Tennessee start school Monday. 3 districts started yesterday or today. When did school start when you were growing up?
Not this early. I'll tell you that. It was late August.
The part that irritates me is that Jefferson County is basically starting 2 weeks before Oldham County and still getting out of school after Oldham County. What do we like? Do we need all these 4-day weekends? Like, I don't know. As a parent, it's more irritating because of the childcare aspect. Like, I can adjust for a whole summer, but you're just going to sprinkle in a bunch of random 4-day work. Like, what are the people with real jobs? How do they handle it? Right? Like, I got it easy. My wife's a teacher, but like the people who actually have to go in and do 9 to 5s, when you just get a 4-day weekend every month, basically, that's got to suck. Instead of just having your babysitter, on lock for the whole summer. I don't know. I hate it. I loathe it. We didn't start until like the state fair was over. It would be like August 27th or something, 23rd, something like that. And now this week, my wife's been at school 4 out of 5 days this week getting ready for it. It's back to school. That's a 4-letter word in the Roush house. Bad vibes when back to school comes rolling around.
Well, to wrap us up, what were you singing earlier, Nick? Do you remember? Could you do that one more time?
Get your game face on. 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 Get your game face on.
That is a game face right there.
How did we not get a super chat for that? Come on.
Oh, well, thank you all for watching another version of KSR's Happy Hour presented by Country Boy Brewing and Parlor Pizzas and Pints. Check them out for go-to award-winning pizzas, wings, and game day destinations. Hello, child. My child just got home. Thanks again for watching. Thanks to Tyler, Zach, Roush. It's another fun one. Thanks for everyone watching. We'll see you next time.